welcome back. Let's continue, shall we? Mistress Blackrose, my lord, the Count much desires to speak with you regarding the time with Lord Artoriel and Lord Amanalaine. If you would remain here for a moment.
The hero returns. I cannot thank you enough for saving young Emanalaine's life. Aye, he told me everything. I've also received letters from both House Zamail and Durandare praising your conduct, and that of House Fortom. You've won us much honor, my friend.
My lord!
What is it? Speak.
Pray forgive the intrusion, my lord, but I bring grave tidings. Master Alphino and Mistress Tataru have been detained on suspicion of fomenting heresy.
What? Explain.
They were observed entering a tavern in the lower levels on some half-dozen occasions. There, it is claimed, they made a number of inquiries. Inquiries which brought them into contact with certain, elements. 'Twas this which prompted a Knight of the Heavensward to demand that they be questioned. Sir Grinno, my lord.
Sir Grinno is a brute. An exceedingly accomplished brute, but a brute nonetheless. Alas, he is also a son of House Zamail. How quickly we forget the petty nature of men. I'd wager your friends are no more than pawns in another of my countrymen's games. Such is the way of things between the high houses.
Well, that escalated quickly. Though you have won the hearts and minds of many of my countrymen, there are those who will never be swayed. Men who will dismiss your efforts and resent your successes, even as we celebrate them. Just like the one such member of House Diamal is manipulating Sir Grinnox, for he not a man to dabble in politics of his own volition. He may generally believe your friends to be guilty, though I am certain his masters know better. Yet the truth will avail us not if we cannot prove their innocence. You would do well to speak with Sir Elmeric and the congregation of our knights most heavily. He will know more than these charges. Now that escalated quickly. The Forgotten Knight. It's been so long, Akira. Would this visit came under happier circumstances. You have come to plead for Master Alphanad and Mistress Tataru, I take it. Word of their detainment reaches us while I was delivering my report on the Vanu Primo. Truly, I know not which is more ludicrous. These charges are that flying weathered whale. Give me 1 second. Then Sir Grinnack's accusations are baseless. I have no doubt. Refuting them will be difficult. However, as he is a knight of the Heavensward, I speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in all of Ishgard, sworn to serve His Eminence alone. Suffice to say, their testimony is unimpeachable, and I have not the authority to challenge their actions. After all the signs have done, rooting the heretics and defeating Shiva, helping us defend the steps of faith, and driven back the Dravenian horde, after proving themselves true allies of the countless occasions, is there not we can do? I fear there is but one path left to us. We demand a trial by combat. But of course, in a trial of combat sanctioned by the Inquisition, the victor claims is judged true regardless of the petitioner's standing. Under Ishgardian law, a trial by combat pits the accuser against the accused. In this instance, Master Alphanad and Mistress Tataru would be expected to face Sir Grinnax, and second of his choosing, another knight of the Heavensward must like. Two of them, by the fury, that can hardly be considered fair. Master Alphanad's magical talents will not have gone unnoticed, meaning that he will have no choice but to participate. Mistress Tataru, on the other hand, is quite obviously bereft of martial skill, and should be afforded the right to name a champion to fight in her stead. Lest you doubt, I am ready and willing to serve in this capacity, as I am sure is Lord Hartrafent, but all here present know that you are the most accomplished warrior amongst us, and mayhap in the realm at large. Then it's settled. I will visit Master Alphanad at once and inform him on our intentions. Akira, meet me in the tribunal when you have made ready. Until then, my friend. Lovely. Ba 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 ba. The tribunal. Sorry about that. Listen carefully, Akira. When the trial begins, the petitioner will be asked to restate his charges, and the accused invited to respond. Then, in accordance with the law, they will be asked to restate their request. for a trial by combat. Once the High Indulgicator acknowledges Miss Tutter's right to name a champion, that is when you must make your entrance. Oh, I can't wait to see the look on Sir Grinnax's face when he sees his true opponent. 'Twill be priceless. More seriously, should you begin to lose heart, look at me in the stands, and I shall cheer so loud you will wonder how you could ever have contrived to doubt yourself. Now, are you ready?
We are gathered here today under the watchful gaze of the Fury to ascertain the guilt of 2 souls in a trial by combat. Petitioners, step forward. Sir Grinno, for the benefit of all here present, I would ask you to repeat the charges which you have leveled against this man and this woman.
I, Sir Grinno de Zemile, brother of the Heavensward, did bear witness to these 2 foreigners consorting with heretics.
Let the accused step forward. Alfino Leveilleur, Tataru Taru, you have heard the charges leveled against you. Will you take up arms to refute Sir Grinno's claim, and thereby prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men?
I, Alfino Leveilleur, am innocent of this charge, and claim my right to trial by combat.
I, Tataru Taru, am innocent of this charge. But I am no warrior and cannot fight. So, I claim the right to name a champion.
To the old and the infirm, the young and the weak, this right we allow. Very well. Who will stand for this woman?
Just as I was beginning to doubt the efficacy of the Ishgardian justice system. Come, my friend. Let us put an end to this mummer's farce.
Render unto us your judgment. Raise up the righteous, and cast down the wicked.
Alright, let's kick their asses, shall we?
I have my pride.
you now. Down with you!
This isn't funny.
He said. I'm dead.
It's over.
I mean, we won. The Fury has spoken. Alfred Livelier and Tataru, you are hereby acquainted of all charges. Blessed are we who received of her wisdom and see justice wrought by her divine hand. Petitioners accused, go forth in peace. Delivered from a untimely demise yet again, my thanks as always. Ba, 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 ba. By the Fury, what a splendid victory to see how you strove in the face of adversity to brave young souls bound together by the puissant bonds of camaraderie. Why, it stirred me to the very depths of my soul. Having been treated to such rousing spectacle, it seems only right that I present you the humble token of mine admiration. Pray receive of this chocobo whistle. With it, you may summon a black chocobo fully trained and ready to fly. Magnificent is she not? Strong yet sleek, elegant yet eager. What say you, Akira? Will you take her for your steed? Lord Harshrofent, chocobos are permitted in the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Halornic Excruciator Doctrine. Your steed must remain outside. He's a goofball. Aether currents now accessible. You have obtained a black chocobo. When riding this mount, you will have the ability to fly, provided certain conditions have been met. To fly in a given zone, you must first find and attune to all local aetherite currents. In order to attune to some aether currents, you will need to complete certain quests. However, most can be discovered via exploration. To aid in this endeavor, you have also obtained a Aether Campus, which will provide you with both the bearing and the distance to the nearest Aether current upon use. Should you lose this compass, you may speak with Gibralot at the Forgotten Knights to obtain another. To review your progress, select Travel from the main menu, followed by Aether Currents. Alright, so that's inventory key items. There we go. That's one thing we'll have to equip. Let's see. Logs. No. Travel. Aether currents. There we go. So there we go. Lord Hartrefent thinks you couldn't do with a well-deserved rest. Alright. Black chocobos are all well and good, but the true reward for your efforts is the exoneration of your comrades. They shall be released upon the completion of certain minor formalities, which I mean to see to personally. In the meantime, pray return to Fort Thames Manor. The Count has done so already and will doubtless be eager to discuss the day's events. Yes. Meh. Halon smiles on us yet again, Mistress Blackrose, getting you to victory and selling your comrades free. I confess I didn't fear for your safety, which is not to say I doubted your prowessness, you understand. I merely knew the strength of your opponents. Ahem. You do have a habit to exceeding my expectations. Besting two of the Heavensward, while the city's elite looked on by the fury. Anyone who hasn't been paying attention to you will surely do so from now on. My lord, we just received a message from the vault. His Eminence, the Archbishop, requests the presence of Mistress Blackrose. An invitation from the Archbishop? What an honor. A personal summons is indeed a great honor, and given recent events, you would be wise not to delay. Go, Mistress Blackrose, we shall speak anon. A priest will be waiting for you outside the vault. Identify yourself to him, and he will escort you inside. We are honored to receive you, Mistress Blackstrose. This way, please.
Your Eminence, it is my honor to present to you the Warrior of Light.
I have heard the tales of your many grand endeavors. The Lord Commander has also been most effusive in his praise. I am Thorin VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, and I bade you come here that I might offer my personal apologies. You will forgive me for not calling upon you as courtesy would dictate. But, as you can see, my more sprightly days are long behind me. But I digress. Your companions were wrongly accused of heresy and subjected to gross indignities. This, I am sorry to say, was the result of negligence on the part of our nation's protectors. Negligence born of an excess of zeal. Is that not so, Sir Zephyrin?
Yes, Your Eminence. Regrettably, it would appear that we of the Heavensward were in receipt of erroneous information. Sir Grinno has ever been headstrong. He pressed charges before the truth had been ascertained, for which I most sincerely apologize.
An unfortunate misunderstanding born of an earnest desire to serve Ishgard, but one which should never have occurred. For who could doubt the character of those who bested Shiva and drove the Horde from the steps of faith? Not I. That much is certain. That will be all, Sir Zephyrin. I would speak with our guest in private.
Your Eminence, As you wish, Your Eminence. That will be all for today.
Privacy is a luxury rarely afforded one in my position. Now tell me, young lady, what do you know of the Ascians? Much and more, I shouldn't wonder, being the bringer of light. You should know that I myself have met with them, have entertained them as guests, even. Those harbingers of chaos and strife offered us power that we might continue our war against the dragons. I have no intention of aiding their cause, of course, nor less of being their puppet. Yet, were I to refuse them outright, I should learn naught of their true objectives and remain powerless to stop them. Thus have I hearkened to their words with interest and paid lip service to their beliefs, biding my time and preparing for the inevitable conflict. And why do I tell you this? Because there is naught in this world they fear more than the power of the Warrior of Light. If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must need work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Alright, let's go back.
There you are. I confess, I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you? Well, well. A formal apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced. By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Ascians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well. We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you. When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor. General Rauburn is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orshafon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Rauburn.
Oh shit. Oh, I must have screwed up. Oh well. Though the situation calls for urgency, it would avail us little to charge headlong into Ul'dah without a plan. Before we can formulate a plan, however, we must first learn how things stand in the Sultanate, which is why I propose we visit Limsa Lominsa. Aye, you heard me right. While you were about your Ultratix endeavors, I acted in intermediary in trade negotiations between House Four Thames and a Limson consortium. During said negotiations, an opportunity to send word to the Admiral presented itself. I duly seized it. I am happy to report that we yet have a scout ally in Limsa. The Admiral has pledged her full cooperation in the effort to rescue Raban. Accordingly, I have been agreed to meet with her that we might discuss how best to proceed. Naturally, I told her to expect us both. Your presence never fails to embolden our allies after all. When you arrive to Limsa Lominsa, make sure yourself known to Sergeant Xanthuel at the bulwark hall on the lower decks. He will admit you to the bridge. Alright, let's do that, shall we? The Emerald has been expecting you. Say the word, and I will take you to her.
Friends, 'tis good to see you safe and well. I will admit I had not counted on you seeking, let alone finding refuge within the Holy See, but full glad was I to learn that you had.
Thankfully, we had allies there who took us under their wing. And theirs was not the only aid we receive, I suspect. When we fled Uldar, we fully expected to become wanted men, known to all and hounded at every turn. Yet that did not come to pass. On the contrary, 'twould seem the charges against us have not been made public. Might we have you to thank for that, Admiral?
Sharp as ever, Master Alphino. On Marshal Terrapin's urging, the Elder Seed Seer and I demanded that the Syndicate suppress news of the Scion's alleged crimes until such time as irrefutable evidence could be found. Our argument was simple. Lacking proof, to accuse the saviors of the realm of so unlikely a crime would have the people up in arms. In their wisdom, the Syndicate agreed, as you yourself have seen. There is something you should know. Some few days prior to the banquet, the Elder Seedseer and I were summoned for a private audience with the Sultana. There, she revealed her intent to announce her abdication, that she might pave the way for the establishment of an Uldan Republic.
What? But such an announcement would have plunged the entire nation into chaos.
She was well aware of that. 'Twas for fear of what might ensue that she summoned us. Her Grace wanted the Elder Seedseer and I to lend Rauban a helping hand, you see? To aid him in preserving the peace during the transition.
So, having somehow caught wind of her plan, Lolorito and Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination in the hope of maintaining the constitutional status quo. But they must have known that her death would sow as much chaos as her abdication. Chaos from which Teleji alone might feasibly stand to profit. Surely Lolorito would never knowingly... Ah, could it be? I dare not hope.
The Uldan authorities have yet to announce the Sultana's passing. To allay any suspicion that may arise from Her Grace's absence, they have issued a statement to the effect that she is presently convalescing from illness.
Mayhap they're waiting for a fitting moment to break the news, or mayhap they know of some other reason to delay.
Something else has been bothering me, Admiral. I was dismayed to learn that General Rauban is to be executed. Yet upon hearing the news, I could not help but wonder why he had been kept alive for so long. Pray mistake not my meaning. I am, of course, overjoyed that our friend still draws breath, and that he might yet be saved. But if his enemies truly wished to eliminate him, they could have done so immediately. I see no reason for this delay.
Aye, you've struck upon an important point, Master Alphino. Following his capture, Rauban had been held in the Marasaja pit within Uldar. In recent days, however, he has reportedly been moved to an unknown location. Queerly, 'twas not the Brass Blades who spirited him away either, but a band of soldiers decked in blue.
The Crystal Braves.
Aye. If I read the winds aright, the arrangement between Lord Lolorito and the Braves has come under strain. At any rate, if we're to rescue Rauban, we'll have to find him first. And you'll be glad to hear that I have already entrusted the task to those best able to see it done. Our friends of Doma.
Warbon's survival is vital in the Eurasian alliance. We can ill afford to lose him. But I cannot send troops into Ul'dah to spell the end of the alliance and war like as not. If there is to be a rescue, it falls to you and yours to attempt it. I would not have it any other way, Admiral. It was I who founded the Crystal Braves, and I who must take responsibility for their actions. Spoken like a true leader, Master Afnad. By way of a first step, you should seek out our Domin contact. You will find her among the frontier hands at Revenant's Toll, working in a kitchen. Alright, let's go to Revenant's Toll. You know what? There we go. That should be better. Oh, it's upstairs. Mr. Sakura, I knew in my heart that you were safe, but to see you again in the flesh, words cannot well express my relief. Even as the victory feast was taking place, the Crystal Braves turned upon us and took the Rising Stone by force. Amid the chaos, some few of my companions and I were able to slip away unnoticed. Since then, we remained in Revenant's Toll, keeping watch over the mutineers while awaiting your return. You have done well by us, and we Domans do not soon forget our debts. We swear to do all within our power to aid you. Let's see. Should I? Should I not? Should I? Should I not? Should I? Shortly before you arrived, I received word from Luminza that you were searching for General Bond. As the Admiral will have you informed, he was recently moved from his cell in the Marasaja pit. At the same juncture, you Has and the 3rd Unit were observed leaving the Rising Stones. This can be no simple coincidence. Their purpose, we believe, is to escort the Flame General to the scene of his execution. Suffice to say, we have people shouting the 3rd. If you would join the hunt, pray seek out Dole Rare at Highbridge, where I, too, am bound. Alright. Do 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 do. Do do do. Ba ba da ba da ba da da ba ba da 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 ba 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 ba. Let's see. So okay. I've been expecting you. Time is of the essence, so I shall be direct. Uyuhas and his men are bound to Halatati. We believe that this is where they intend to carry out the execution. Hassan is presently keeping watch over the entrance. Let us make haste and join him. Alright. Ba-da-ba. You come at a good time, my friends. But moments ago, the traitor Elbird arrived and entered Halatali. From this, we may be certain that General Bond is being held within. Alright. So, we shall continue in the next episode. Thanks for joining me and have a nice day. Bye.